Sandlot, people. We only have so much time on the intro music.
That's right. We can't beat around the bush here.
This week it's the Sandlot. Everybody get ready.
You ready? Oh, okay, good. Woo. It's hard for me to play the intro music without wanting to go, ugh. So I feel like anybody who binge listens to our podcast
just calm down.
I know. I'm grasping at straws here.
There's nobody that's binging this show.
Come on. We're up to 50 listeners, man.
I know, but none of them, they stumbled on it once.
All right. One of you is going to have to make a liar out of Dutch. All right. So we've been talking about doing this one for a while, and I know you were not as familiar with the movie. You said you'd watched it once, and I think it was when it first came out.
Yeah, I watched it one time 35 years ago.
That checks out.
Yeah, and then I don't know, I just went on living my life.
As we do.
Yeah, and then I watched it again. And surprisingly, when you and I talked about it, I remembered a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of things about it that I didn't remember.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we had previously talked about doing it, I got the impression that you didn't have a good impression of the movie.
No, I didn't have a good impression of the movie. Like I was telling you yesterday on the phone, I could have swore up and down that this movie was 17 days long.
It's because your sister ruined it for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, because she was in love with one of the leads, Mike Vitar. And I mean, I don't know. She may still be. But, and I'm not going to lie. I will give credit where credit is due. Back then, I had absolutely no appreciation for the guy. I was like, you know what? This guy, what a poser.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand him. But when rewatching it now in my 40s, I was looking at him. I'm like, he's actually a very handsome young man. Very good looking.
I see what the rave was all about.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, he's a good looking guy.
Sis, if you're listening, which I know you're not, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Apologies for all the flack that was given. So you said you remembered a lot more than you realized you would.
Yeah.
What didn't you remember?
I didn't really remember how the movie opened when it showed that guy going through the baseball stadium and everything. He was going up to the announcer's booth. I didn't remember any of that. I definitely did not remember the scene where Squints was telling the story about the beast that terrorized this town and ate all the burglars. And then people were calling the police and they were like, there are no more burglars. This is an outrage. We need people to burgle. I don't remember any of that.
And it's funny because as many times as I've watched this movie and heard Squints tell this story, I never really paid attention to that specific part. But
that was the only thing I heard when I rewatched it was Squints parents were calling the police day and night and they're like, there are no more burgles going on. This dog is eating all the burglars.
He's like, yeah, they called the police because all the burglars were missing.
Yeah.
It's we're really concerned about the burgles.
Nobody's robbed my house recently. This is an outrage.
What am I supposed to be worried about now?
I just bought a new radio so I can listen to baseball.
Now what? That the mayonnaise is going to go bad in the refrigerator? I mean,
boo.
My life sucks.
Honestly, tell you the truth, another really key thing that I totally forgot, and it took me forever to remember where it even came from, even though I say it to my kids all the time, you're killing me, Smalls.
It's a great line.
Yeah. I do not remember that being from The Sandlot.
Really?
Yeah. I was thinking that was possibly Schindler's List, maybe.
Ugh. Wow,
no,
weird. That's weird.
I've never seen Schindler's List.
And I'm the opposite because every time I hear it or say it, I have to picture that redhead kid.
Patrick Renna?
Yeah. Yeah.
The great Hambino.
That's right. Porter, I think was his name.
I think something like that.
This is such a great summertime movie. Like it's got that summer feel to it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's difficult to achieve that, but I think the fact that it is set in the early 1960s kind of attributes to that summertime feel. Or
Yeah.
maybe it just makes it better in my opinion.
Well, I think that
because there's nobody twerking in this movie.
yeah. Well, I think that's what really gave it a summertime vibe to me as an adult is you have these kids that are out of school and the only thing that they want to do is just go to the Sandlot and play baseball. And that's it. But then you have like the scene with the fireworks on the 4th of July where they do the night game and also the scene at the pool because it was just too hot outside to play baseball.
Now, before they go to the pool, there's the scene where all the kids are hanging out in the I'm calling the dugout.
Yeah. And
Benny's the only one. He's like a ride or die. He's like,
we're playing baseball.
Baseball is life. I don't care how hot it is out here. You guys are being pansies, basically. And until I watched it again this week with the captions on, of course.
That's a given.
I never knew what the kids were saying because when he said, like, he's basically calling them out.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys, if you guys want to be no good panty wastes who wears your mama's bra or whatever, they all like raise their hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. Like, what do you want to do then? And then, but I love the what, yeah. That kid, yeah. He's like, oh, he makes that weird noise. And I know you would love your noises.
And I mean, I think that's why Yeah in the movie is my favorite character.
He is pretty funny.
I mean, well, he's funny, but that wasn't the only time that he had noises.
No.
Like, he had them all throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, kudos to him. He's a phenomenal young man.
He was a very memorable character in the movie. But right before, they all say it at the same time, and they say, scam pool honeys.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the captions on, you can't pick that out. And even with the captions on, it still doesn't sound like that's what they're saying to
I know.
me.
But even that, I mean, you know, you and I were talking on the phone yesterday. And another thing I forgot is that Marley Sheldon is in this movie, and she plays the lifeguard. Now, I do remember that from when I was a kid on how Squints can't swim, needs Wendy Peppercorn to save his life because she was the lifeguard at the pool, but he was faking just so he could kiss her. Like, I do remember that.
What I found funny about Squints was, well, how Yeah has his sound effects, but Squints has these weird facial expressions that he would make throughout this entire movie.
Yeah.
And it's the way that he would contort his mouth, especially when he was like smiling.
Well, that's because he had those huge teeth.
He had big
It's like
teeth.
Bugs Bunny teeth, man.
But
he hadn't grown into them yet.
The combination of that and how he would push his glasses up, like with his open hand, it just looked all weird.
I wonder if that's why he was always taking his glasses off and just wiping them on his shirt, which was, I mean, I just recently started wearing glasses because like my being able to read all of a sudden just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't see fine print anymore. So, but I've never, like in the short time that I've had glasses, I take them off and clean one lens at a time like a regular person, but Squints takes them off and just like rubs the front of both lenses like on his shirt and then puts them back on like a psychopath.
It's good enough.
Yeah, it's that serial killer mentality right there.
I think he has the understanding they're just gonna get dirty again anyway, so there's no need to get Windex involved or whatever. I don't know what they had back then.
Nothing. Spit.
So I looked it up earlier because I was curious where this movie was supposed to be set. Now, it was set in the San Fernando Valley, California, but it was
is that where it was set?
Yeah, but it was actually filmed mostly in Utah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was Utah they filmed it.
Yeah.
See, I never would have guessed San Fernando Valley. I would have guessed like somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I assumed it was supposed to be California is because the Dodgers. They'd mentioned the Dodgers and everything, but
Yeah.
I think when the Dodgers first were derived, I guess, weren't they Brooklyn?
I think so. Yeah.
So I don't know why I was even thinking California, and that didn't make any sense. But I don't remember. I'm not a big sports guy, so I don't even know like when Babe Ruth was playing, like what year that
like
was.
the 20s.
Okay, so 40 years before
Yeah.
this movie was even taking place. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I was just curious because when it introduces Scott, I guess you can consider him the main character. At least he's the first one that's introduced. He's new to this town, and
He's new to everything.
he never said where they moved from
Yeah.
or where they moved to. But I thought it was kind of cool because they had the U-Haul trailer hooked up to the car, but it was like the old school like U-Haul logo. And I love when they do stuff like that because it makes me wonder, is that what the original U-Haul logo even looked like? Did U-Haul even exist? It makes me question a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It made me want like U-Haul to go back to the retro style. I think that would be pretty
I need
sweet.
someone from the 50s to call in right now.
I want all the U-Haul trucks to be painted orange with black lettering. But yeah, this kid, he didn't know anything.
He knew how to build stuff. Like, I mean, I know that he was really big on like
The
erector
erector
sets and things like that, but beyond that, it was like nothing. So, and Dennis Leary plays his stepfather, and Dennis Leary, like, it doesn't really say it ever, but I mean, I guess you just come to the conclusion that he's a really big baseball fan. So he has a baseball signed by Babe Ruth in his office.
He's basically got a whole trophy room.
Yeah. So, and then, I know at one point Scotty's like, oh, well, can you teach me how to play catch? And playing catch to me is just kind of like, I don't think that's a teachable skill.
It's not a taught thing. You just do it.
Yeah, you just do it. Like all of a sudden you just like, you put a baseball glove on and you just, like if someone throws a baseball at you, you know to catch it.
I don't remember ever needing to learn how to play catch.
Yeah.
I think it's just something's being thrown towards you. You don't let it hit you in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a natural instinct, I think.
I do like what the kid did though, because I thought it was funny and thought it made for a good part in the movie is that, he doesn't know anything about this. So, when he's throwing with playing catch with his stepdad, and then he I think keeps missing the ball, but then he goes and picks it up and he's trying to throw it back, but then all of a sudden he's like, well, I don't know how to throw either.
So he just walks it over him?
He just walks it over and puts it in his glove and he's like, okay.
The look on Bill's face,
yeah,
was funny. Like, what the hell is wrong with this kid?
Yeah,
and it's such an okay. So he does explain that his mom married Bill like about a year. I think he said.
I think yeah.
Before they moved, and he said he was still working on his relationship with his new stepdad.
Right.
And they definitely made it seem very awkward. Like, their interactions were very weird. And I didn't like how he was forcing himself to call him dad. It's like, dude, you're like 10 years old. You don't have to call him dad.
Yeah.
You know he's not your actual father. Just call him Bill. I mean, what's the big deal there?
Excuse me, step papa.
Yeah.
Step papa. I'd
Something.
like to play catch.
Anything.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like that either, but then again, the time frame.
Yeah.
In the 50s, that might have been
things were different.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, things
chicks couldn't do stuff back then.
Yeah. I mean, things might have been, if they were at a neighbor's house and he was like, oh, well, hey, Bill, or whatever. And it's like, whoa, no. Like, a kid doesn't call his dad Bill. And then you have like this explanation, like, sorry, but my dad passed away. He's my stepfather. So I just call him Bill. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't grow up in that time.
Yeah. But with as egg-headed as he claimed to be, he still liked baseball somehow, even though he knew nothing about it.
I think at least what I was kind of led to believe, or maybe it's just what I thought in my own mind, was that he saw kids in his neighborhood all going to play baseball and he wanted to make friends. And I think that was his way of being like, this is the only way I'm going to make friends is if I learn how to play baseball.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Considering the glove that he had was like a toy glove that he had since he was 6, I think he said.
Yeah, because I know that when he shows up at the Sandlot for the very first time, and
I like how
Benny,
he just awkwardly like phases in, and all of a sudden he's just there in left field.
I know, I liked it too. I honestly tell you the truth, I respected it because it was like, all right, yeah, put yourself out there.
I'm here now.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
With his
Musume.
Yes, do it.
Do it.
Very slowly. With his glove that looks like it was made by Fisher Price.
Yeah, but not one kid on the team questioned it.
No?
Like Benny just hit a ball to him, and all the other kids were like, oh, okay, cool. And then, of course, you know, he fell down trying to back up to catch it, and all the kids laughed. And then, you know, he goes and picks up the ball, and he's going to throw it back, and then he's like, I can't throw. So he runs it all the way back and gives it to the pitcher, and he's like, here you go. And turns around and runs back to center field.
Nobody looked back, saw him, and thought, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah. No, not one of them. Not one of them questioned it.
They just accepted that there's this weird kid hanging out in left field now with a awkwardly large baseball cap or whatever you even want to call that thing. But I do like when Benny calls him out on that one. He's like, "Oh, do you have a fireplace by chance?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "You burn that hat."
Yeah. I do like at the end of the movie,
he's wearing it.
Yeah, he's wearing it, which you know damn well that hat wouldn't fit anymore.
Well, he didn't have it all the way down, so it was barely it was just kind of sitting on top of his head, but I would not have kept that hat. But what's weird is at the beginning of the movie, I think he's actually wearing the other one with the letter C on it, the one that Benny gave him. It's like, do you not?
Maybe I didn't pay attention to that.
Do you not own any newer hats?
Probably not.
He's living in the past, man.
I've got one friend, man. One friend.
Yeah. I got to hold on to him as long as I can.
I commentate his baseball games. I'm the play-by-play man.
It doesn't stop there.
You can't do what I do.
When we leave the stadium, I narrate his life.
He's going to steal home, and then he's going to give me a thumbs up, and guess what? I'm going to give him a thumbs up. We're going to have a moment.
Benny enters his bedroom, and he makes sweet but painful love to his wife. So many great scenes. Like, movies like this, especially in the early 90s, the interactions with the kids, because this is around the time like where the Mighty Ducks came out, and it just so happens that 2 of the people from this movie ended up doing some of the Mighty Ducks movies. And
I've heard of them.
But the interactions, like the trash talking, and like especially from Porter, whatever his name is, the great Hambino.
Yeah.
He made it so believable, especially when he was annoyed with Smalls.
Yeah.
Because Smalls he was clueless, and it drove him nuts that he didn't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
So,
well, the only thing that he needed to know anything about was baseball. That's it.
For them to
it.
accept him, yeah. Well, they accepted him anyway, but it was still annoying for them.
I do like when the other team challenged him to a game. But I like all the smack talk that he was doing behind the plate. Then he was like, "Oh, is that your sister out there in left field?" He was like, "Oh, yeah." And then he was like, "Huh, can I date her?"
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, just like,
is your sister out there like naked?
Yeah.
She's naked. He's like, "Shut up, Porter."
He did such a good job. I mean, it was such good smack talk. It was so
strike one.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's gonna be easy.
He made it so natural. Oh, and one of the other scenes that stands out in my mind where he did such a great job was when Smalls goes home and grabs the baseball signed by Babe Ruth because the other ball, Benny had knocked the stuffing out of it, so they didn't have anything to play with. So because it was Smalls' ball, he gets to bat. You know, he immediately gets to go up to bat. he ends up hitting a homer, and he's running the base, and initially he's excited, and then when he realizes it went over the fence, he enters panic mode, and then he stops running the bases.
Yeah.
And so everyone's telling him, he's like, yeah, you got to go to third. You got to go to third. And Ham, he's catcher.
Yeah.
He comes running out towards shortstop, and he's like, Smalls. He's like, you gotta go to third.
Yeah.
He's like, Smalls, and he's pointing. I don't know why the way that he does that was so effective to me, because it's like he's really concerned that he's not running all the way home.
Yeah. I like
what do you mean it's not your ball?
It's like I kind of borrowed it from my stepdad. But I do like when they go to the pool and Ham's character is, he goes walking by all those ladies like on their towels and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, ladies,
hi."
Hey. He's like, "Oh," and I think he even says like something to one of them, kind of like offhanded, just like
he says something. Oh, sexy.
Yeah. It's like, but then he like turns around and flexes and everything. I mean, his confidence was so amazing and so awesome in this movie.
He was absolutely fearless.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made his character so great.
Yeah.
Because he didn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah. And then like right after he's like, cannonball.
They just splashes all of them.
Yeah.
Like he's chubby, but he's not that bad.
I know. It's like, oh God.
So
but still it was hysterical.
I like questioning things just because I can't just accept them as they are. As much as, whenever I would question things in movies that I would watch with my dad, he would always have the same response, which was, it's in the script. To the point where I wanted to say, shut up, Dad. But
Dad,
you don't tell your dad to shut up. It's just not cricket. So Squints gets out of the pool, walks to the deep end, and gets onto the diving board, which at this point, you don't realize how small this kid is until he's on this diving board. He just looks exceptionally small.
I know.
I mean, yeah, he's small compared to the other kids, but for some reason, this scene, it just makes him look like he's just this pipsqueak. But his head looks abnormally large compared to the rest of his body.
Yeah, I could respect that. That's what I had growing up.
But all the other kids are looking over at him like, what's he doing? Like, what's wrong with him? He can't swim, but you don't know that none of them can either.
Yeah.
Or they never mention it, but none of them dive in after him either. So I'm just going to have to assume that none of them knew how to swim either.
Yeah, that's the only assumption that I could come up with.
I love how, as small as Squints was, some of the commentary that he had was he tried to sound like an adult.
Yeah.
And the improper use of certain words or even made up words was funny as hell to me. In this moment, before he gets out of the pool, he says, I've swum in this pool for the past 3 summers. And she's always there, lotioning and oiling and lotioning. And he's like, I can't take it anymore. Yeah. But even before they go to the pool, there's the scene where Squints and Yaya are hanging out. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but he sees Wendy walking towards them. And he's just completely infatuated. And they have that this magic moment, that old oldie song. Great song, by the way. And it was perfect for this particular scene. Yaya's trying to get Squints' attention so they can go to the Sandlot and play ball and everything. And Squints is just...
I think Squints was the one that went in and bought the baseball.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, that's probably what it was. But he's just infatuated. So the rest of the world does not exist at this point.
No, never.
And she sees him, the 2 kids, as they're walking by, and she gives him a smile. It's like, cute kids kind of thing. But then it does the pan, and then it filming her from the backside, and it's like, I don't think women back then had big booties kind of like that, but I don't know. That's way before my time.
Yeah, I mean, she had it, and I sat there and thought to myself, I'm like, man, you got it, flaunt it, baby, because
So
it is looking good.
But yeah, trying to get his attention, and Squints is he's like, no, I gotta get back there. Like
Yeah.
this sense of urgency. And they finally get to the Sandlot, and he's still just fighting it. And yeah, starts razzing him, for what he was doing. He's like, yeah, you had drool coming out of your mouth, and you was swooning. But then his response to that was like, leave me alone. He's like, got a lot on my mind.
Yeah.
What's on your mind, man? What are you?
Oh, we know what was on his mind.
The birds and the bees. But great scene. And just Squints was one of the other just most memorable characters. And I mean, the way that he told the story about the beast
Yeah. Well,
was so funny.
Well, after he hits the ball, and then because he makes it sound like everybody that's ever hit a baseball over this fence, like some kids tried to jump the fence and run and get the ball, but the beast just ate them. And then they're like, and then some kids knocked on the door and asked the owner of the house if he could go and get the ball, and then the owner of the house just like took the kids in and fed them to the dog. It's just like, okay. And I mean, I guess in your 10, 11, 12-year-old mind, you're like, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
as an adult, you're just like, oh, for the love of God. Like, this is the dumbest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
So you get the impression that he's told this story dozens of times before.
Yeah.
Because he's got it down packed, except for the one part where he says, we're talking about 173 guys.
Yeah.
And then he said, it's true.
Yeah. But I do like that after Scotty hits his ball or his stepdad's ball over the fence, and he's just like, what if we just went over and knocked on the door? And he was like, what, are you crazy? He was like, he'll feed you to the beasts. So then at the very end, they finally get the ball back. There's a lengthy foot chase between this dog and Benny. And Benny finally makes it back to the yard. The dog busts through the fence, and the fence falls over and lands on the dog. Well, they end up saving the dog's life by lifting the fence off, and the dog is just as friendly as could be. So they go up to the house and knock on the door, and here comes
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I don't know if they
Myrtle.
ever said his name.
Yeah, Mr. Myrtle.
Mr. Myrtle. But he comes out, and he's blind. And he was like, well, what's going on? And he was, oh, we brought your dog back. And he's like, Hercules? He got out? And he was like, yeah, well, we I accidentally hit a ball over your fence. And he was like, so you're the ones that are making all that racket. It's like, I mean, that's a lot of racket, man.
And he never came out to investigate.
No, not once. So.
Never could.
Yeah. But then he was like, yeah, and then he was like, why didn't you just come knock on the door? I would have got it for you. And then everyone's like, Squints, like, what? And he was like, what? We got the ball back. It's like, yeah, we got the ball back. It's like,
come on.
That's all that matters.
It is funny how they would give everybody shit whenever a ball would go over the fence, because it's like, all right, well, now we can't play anymore. And I like when Ham hits the ball over because they're all chasing him as he's rounding the bases, and he's bragging about it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm the best. He's like, I'm the great Hambino and all this shit. And they're just hitting him with the glove and everything like that. And, it's just part of the game. I guess they just came to accept that. But, it still sucked for them because they had to recycle a bunch of bottles and cans and stuff like that just to make enough money to buy another baseball.
Yeah, because the baseballs cost 98 cents. But the thing, I thought it was weird. I think just the way that it was phrased is there's one part where I can't remember which one it was, but they lost the ball. And I think it might be right before Scotty goes and gets his ball. And he, I think Benny, it may have been when he smacked the
stuffing out of it.
Yeah.
That's when Smalls want to get his.
But then I
ball.
think Benny's like, we can't play anymore today. He's like, man, sorry guys. He was like, yeah, we can't get 98 cents until tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I don't know. You could probably go home and get 98 cents now.
Maybe it's their parents
Maybe.
weren't home.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I was just kind of like,
Because it is the
that's
summer.
weird.
It is the summer, so.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
we all know that the wives were at home because that's just how it was back then. The only other place they would be is the market.
It is very likely.
And in all honesty, I mean, don't come at me, people. That's just how it was in the 50s, man.
It was.
The men went to work and the women stayed home.
1962. So I'm pretty sure that still was going on there.
Yeah. So
I thought it was strange. This is just something that I noticed was Bill had to go on a work trip to Chicago for a week. And Scott's mom says, I got to take Bill to the airport. He's like, you be good. She says, I'm going to take him to the airport, but he's the one that's driving.
yes.
I thought that was weird. It's like, I got to bring the car back from the airport, basically, is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. But that day was the day after they went to the amusement park or the fair or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing it was a fair.
Yeah, it was the fair.
But I thought it was funny that Benny paid for everything because he's like, all right, it's on me tonight or whatever. And he gets the tickets to go on that ride. But he's like, okay, so he can afford all these tickets, but he couldn't afford a ball that one day.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathin'.
I know. I did like the one guy. I can't remember what his name was, but he pulled out the Big Chief. The chewing tobacco.
I think his name was like Benito or something like that. It starts with a B. But yeah, he's like, I almost forgot.
Yeah.
You've been saving it for a good time.
But he's the one at the end. And I like the way they did the end when they were talking about because apparently Scott, I guess, was the last one to join the Sandlot. Because at the end, they were saying that, I guess as the kids moved away, after that, like they wouldn't replace them anymore. They would just continue to play the game. So they wouldn't
bring anybody else in.
Yeah. So I guess Scotty was the last one to actually come into the game, which, I mean, I got to respect that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, going back to when we did the movie Tag. You had all these kids growing up playing this game, and then they just went on into adulthood still playing this game.
Yeah.
So but I respected that part of it a lot, where it's like, oh, okay, we're going to play this game because they respect the game. And that's when Scott first shows up, Benny is talking about, and they're like, we can't let him join. Like, he's a square. He's a nerd. We can't have him here.
According to Squints, he's an L7 weenie.
Yeah. So he, but then they're like, but Benny was like, no, we need him to play, like to have a full team. He's like, I need to practice.
Yeah, because I guess he goes on rotation to play like every position.
Right.
Because they all know that he's going to go on to great things. And so that gives him the opportunity to rotate 8 positions instead of just 7.
Yeah.
But I do like just all these moments where Scott is just clueless. And they mention in a couple situations about Babe Ruth, who he has no clue who that is.
Yeah.
And he tries to play it off because he doesn't want to feel like an idiot.
The Sultan of Swing.
The Sultan of SWAT. The Colossus of Clout. Yeah, the Colossus of Clout.
The Great Bambino.
Oh, the Great Bambino. Okay, yeah. I thought you said the Great Bambi.
It's
like
the deer?
That wimpy deer. It's like, just stay in your lane there, Smalls.
Yeah, exactly.
But and then I like how they did the camp out, because
that was pretty cool.
After he hits his home run and he goes to jump over the fence, like, why don't we just like get the ball or whatever? They're like, no, they're like running after him and everything.
Yeah.
And they're pulling him down from the fence. It's like, get off of me, because he has no clue what's going on. He's like, what? We just jump over the fence and get the ball.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't. It's like, well, why? And it took way too long for them to explain what's going on. It's like the Beast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your explanation.
Yeah.
And you know how both of us kind of hate when people do this. It's like whenever there's a misunderstanding, a whole lot of stuff could have been avoided, although it would have made for a lot shorter of a movie.
Yeah.
Like the first time the ball went over the fence, if they would have just knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Short movie.
Bam. End credits.
Sandlot out.
I know, dude. Communication is key.
So in this situation, okay, Smalls could have just said, I don't know who that is. Can you tell me?
Yeah.
He would have saved himself a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. The Beast.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Beast. I thought you said the best.
Yeah. That guy. But I like how in order to explain to him who the Beast was, they all had to camp out in that treehouse.
Yeah.
Overnight.
What's the Beast? Camp out.
Camp out.
Oh, you
Nope.
could have just said it's a ginormous dog
It's a
that
big
eats
mean
people.
dog. Big mean dog.
Big mean dog that eats people.
You can't go over the fence. The ball's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
See? No need for a camp out.
Okay, go home. Goodbye, everybody else.
Okay. All right. Now, I wanted to talk about this part because we've made s'mores before.
Yes.
And you know how much I hate when people light the freaking marshmallow on fire.
Yes.
Because I can't not say it every time because your little one,
Yes.
he loves to light it on fire.
He loves to light it on fire, and he loves to eat chocolate, but he cannot stand eating marshmallows or graham crackers. So it's like he'll just light the mushroom on fire to light it on fire. And then he'll just go and eat the chocolate. And just so you always have like an odd number. Like you never have the right amount. You're always left with extra graham crackers.
Which is fine because graham crackers are delicious. I'm not going to lie. But Ham is asking Smalls if he wants s'more. And one more thing that Scott doesn't know what it is.
Hey, you want s'more? He's
Like,
I
S'more
haven't-
what?
S'more what? And he was like, a s'more. He was like, I can't have any more if I haven't had any yet.
He's like, I haven't had anything. So what, more of nothing?
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, exactly. After the first time he said, s'more what? He should have said, a s'more with the graham cracker and the
chocolate,
marshmallow.
and the marshmallow, and yeah,
But the first thing that he does, so I like the way he explains it. He's like, you grab your graham cracker,
yeah,
and you grab your chocolate, and you put it on the graham cracker. Then you roast your mallow, but he doesn't roast it.
no, he doesn't
lights
roast
it on
at all.
fire.
Yeah,
And I cringe every time I see that part because it's like it's not a true s'more unless you get the middle of the marshmallow nice and gooey and melty because it's supposed to melt the chocolate.
See, and I don't really know because I don't like s'mores.
Yeah,
They're messy,
they are.
and I don't agree with it. It just seems like it's too fun for me.
It's too much
Fun. No,
I'm
I'm not a big marshmallow guy. So, but you know me, like I'm not big on sweets,
Yeah,
really
in
at
general,
all. Yeah.
And I'm not like I don't just go to the store and buy a bag of marshmallows or anything like that. And even growing up, yeah, I enjoyed s'mores, but the only other time I really liked marshmallows was in like hot cocoa or something,
Yeah.
unless they were in a bowl of Lucky Charms. But
I was going to say, yeah, that'd be the only time I think I ever really enjoyed marshmallows if it was in a cereal.
but those don't taste like marshmallows to me.
I know, that's what I love about them. It's just
I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it's
flavored
made out
sugar.
of. Yeah, it's like
It's just hard sugar. That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Bam.
But
Boy, that crash later.
oh, seriously, worth it.
Really not.
So
Really not feeling the end of this episode, man.
the
Starting to crash hard.
many regrets, mainly just one though. So we both talked about this the other day, And it's something that I think has bothered everybody with this movie. Is when Benny has his dream with Babe Ruth,
Yes.
where he comes to the conclusion that he has to hop the fence and get this ball back. That's the only way it's ever going to happen.
Yep.
Even with all the mechanical stuff that they tried to use to get the ball back, this was the only true way to do it.
Yep.
And what did he need in order to do this incredible feat?
A pair of black shoes.
PF Flyers, to be exact.
They make you run faster
And jump higher.
and run longer than
All
you've
of
ever
those.
ran before.
Every of those things.
Honestly, tell you the truth, by the time this movie had come out, PF Flyer, I read about that. PF Flyer was a real shoe company.
Was it really?
Yeah, and they went out of business, but they
They looked exactly like Chuck Taylor's.
went back into business to make those shoes specifically for this movie. And then immediately went out of business again.
What bothered me is the fact that he was already wearing PF Flyers before he changed into these
Yes.
PF Flyers.
Yep.
It's like they couldn't have had him wearing a different kind of shoe.
No, never.
No. And I think they did that intentionally to make people question why
Yeah.
he's changing into the same exact shoe. I mean, it was still funny, it kind of made for a funny moment, but the scene where they have the big chief.
Yeah,
excuse
Big
me,
Chief.
Big Chief.
Yep.
It's another moment where Smalls doesn't know something.
Yep.
He's like, well, what is that? He's like, it's Big Chief. It's chaw. It's the good stuff. He's like, well, what do you do with it? And it's like, you're killing me, Smalls. How do you not know anything? She's like,
All
even
the
after they
grades
said,
chew it.
he's like, yeah, all the pros do it.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to convince him to do something naughty. But one of the kids says, well, you chew it. And then Smalls' response was, you do? Even that made me want to throat chop him. Like, come on, kid. I noticed a couple things about this scene. Some funny moments and something that just kind of not really bothered me. It was just an observation. And it focused on a few of the kids. Not all of them. There's 9 kids total.
Yeah.
But when they get on this ride, it really only pans to like 4 or 5 of them.
I did like Ham because he's like all nestled in that car.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
that's
ready to
right.
go.
That's right, ladies.
He's living the dream.
Ham is here.
And everybody's like, yeah, we got our chew in our mouths. We're on this cool ride. We're about to have a good time. It doesn't take long for them to start getting sick.
Yeah. No, not long at all.
One of my favorite close-ups is Squints. When he starts feeling a little woozy, because you can see in his face he's going through a lot of different emotions. And it's almost as if he's trying to convince himself that he's not sick, because at first he's like, well, something's not right here. But then he kind of grins, but then he kind of goes back into it. So it's like he's trying to talk himself out of it. He's like, nope, everything's fine. We're good. Nope. But even after watching it just before we started recording, I don't know if Benny ever took any of the chew.
I don't know. And I really don't remember it showing him.
It doesn't show him. It doesn't do a close up of him, but you do see him during one of the scenes, like just from the back.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't even show him getting off of the ride.
Huh.
So I don't know if he took any of it or not, but it showed Squints, Smalls, Ham. Yeah. I think Tommy or Timmy, whichever was the smallest one.
Yeah.
And the taller kid with the glasses. Or maybe, did he wear? Yeah, I think he wore glasses
Yeah,
too.
he did.
And his face was pretty funny too, actually, because he almost goes cross-eyed, but his eyes like kind of like roll into the back of his head.
Yeah.
When he starts feeling sick.
I do like, that's what I was saying earlier, is like at the very end of the movie, as the kids like moved away, I like the way they film that because it's like, one kid moved away and, they're like, oh, well, it turns out his parents put him in military school. And then he went on to be in the army after that. But I like it when it gets to the kid with that had the big chief, and they're like, he really embraced the 60s lifestyle. And nobody ever saw him again.
He probably got into some psychedelics.
Yeah. So
he moved into the woods.
yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I mean, when you look at it, as an adult, you're like, oh wow, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny the way he delivered the line because he's like, oh yeah, he really embraced the 60s lifestyle. Nobody ever saw him again.
But yeah.
So it's like, okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. I like the way that they film that because it shows the kids playing catch one at a time.
Yeah.
And then it slowly fades them out of the picture.
Yeah.
So it was really cool the way that they did that.
That was really cool. I appreciated that.
So some other honorable mentions before we wrap this episode up would be where they're trying to retrieve the ball, the different contraptions that they use. And it's kind of funny. Then this kind of bothered me too, because so I think the first thing, they used some pieces of the erector set and they had strapped like a bucket on the end of it or a pan or something.
Yeah.
So they feed it through the fence. But
Well,
it's
at first I
face
think
up.
it's just a stick. Like
The
a bunch of
first-
sticks.
That was the first one. They just tried to, use some kind of a wooden stick or a pole, whatever, like a broom handle
Yeah.
almost, to get the ball, and Beast ain't having it.
I do like that every single time because kids ruin everything.
I don't even have any, and I know that.
But I think it's so funny because, like, with the stick, and then all of a sudden the beast grabs the stick. Every single kid, like, there were kids in the back that couldn't even see, but like Ham's in the front, and he's like, ah. So then all the kids are like, ah. So they're all just freaking out. So
They don't even know what's happening.
yeah. And then the next they tried the pot, putting the pot over it to bring it back, and the beast grabbed that as well.
But what bothered me about that one is they had the pot face up. It's like you knew it had to be face down to drag the ball towards you, so why didn't you just have it face down already?
I think the reason, and this I kind of blaming physics on, because if it was upside down, as far as that would have to go out, it would start getting top heavy, and then like it would probably keep falling over and making noise. So you want all the weight on the bottom.
I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then when you get to where you need it, then flip it over and retrieve. But then the one and what I didn't like is they had that one kind of pretty cool contraption where they
track?
came down. Well, no, not the track, but he had that like a stick going down that had the thing where it's like you push the trigger and like it opened, and then they could grab the ball.
Yeah, that was like he fabricated like a radio controlled car. Well, it wasn't radio controlled, it was wired.
See, I like that. But the thing I didn't like was they were in the treehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was a superior vantage point. But they kept relying on squints. And he would be the last person that I would give a telescope to. I mean, just based off of his name. I would be like, I probably would have given it to Benny and been like, all right, because he's like, and that's what I didn't like. He'd be like, move forward 10 feet. And then the kid's like, move forward 10 feet. And he's like, move forward 10 feet. And he's like, moving forward 10 feet.
Preparing to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're at a superior vantage point. You could see it.
Wait.
You know to move it 10 feet.
Yeah. I'm looking right at it.
So that was like that. I think is where I was like, I don't like it.
So on that one, the contraption was made to slingshot
Yeah.
or not really slingshot, but more like catapult
Yeah.
the ball once it's in the little cradle, if you will.
Which is actually really cool.
It was cool, but why couldn't they just pull it back up the track that they had built?
I don't know. I guess to make it good, like for good TV.
But it's like,
Because you see this ball coming at you and you're like, finally, you're just like, yes, victory. And then all of a sudden this big, huge fake dog face comes out of nowhere.
even
and eats
if
it.
based on the trajectory of that ball, even if the dog didn't come up and catch it in his mouth, it wouldn't have cleared the fence.
Yeah.
And that bothers me every time. But I do like the dialogue that Squints has. Every single time, it's like, you got it.
Yeah.
Haul it up. But when the vacuums
The
explode,
vacuums was funny because I like that kid that comes down out of the treehouse and he's just covered in dust and everything from the vacuums exploding. He's like, we're going about this all wrong. This has to be an aerial attack.
I blame myself. But the way his hair is matted down with all the dust, and that when he shakes his head off, it's like one solid mass.
Yeah.
It's not like individual hairs anymore. That's all gone now.
Yep.
But why didn't they just shut the vacuums off?
Yeah. That I didn't know because they were like, it's going to blow. So.
And I don't remember who said it. I want to say it was Squints.
I
but
think
one of
so.
the kids says, the hell is that noise?
Yeah. It might have been Yeah because he was the one like hanging down on the other side of the fence and he came face to face with the beast. But I think he may have been the one that said it because he heard it.
Well, that wasn't the vacuum scene. That was a completely separate thing. That was where Ham had this pedal contraption to help raise and lower him. So that wasn't
That's
the
right.
vacuums. But it pissed me off when drops the ball.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's scared, obviously. But it's like, as soon as he grabbed the ball, he should have just freaking threw it over the fence.
Exactly.
Like, I got the damn thing. But so many great memorable moments. This was one of my favorite movies growing up, early 90s. And I really enjoyed rewatching it just for the sake of doing this episode. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you have a better impression of it now than what you recalled from before.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did. And I mean, yes, this was a thoroughly enjoyable movie as an adult
Yeah.
now. And I didn't have to watch it like 5,000 times.
No,
So,
definitely not.
yeah.
No. It's definitely one that you can just put on, and it's kind of like a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you go through the emotions or anything. But, that's the Sandlot, people.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed it. You know what that means? That means Dutch doesn't have to cringe
I know.
when I play the outro music. So, bring it on. Bring it on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm going to do it every time now. And people are going to hate me. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed this summer movie because I damn sure did.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to have to hit the button again. Here we go.
We're going to have to find something longer.
That's what she said. But, all right, guys. Until next time.
Quotable Podcast.
Out.
You're killing me, Smalls.